Hi, I'm Jason Burns, luthier at Blaskol. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Gateway electric bass pickup system. This is for people who already own it or are thinking about buying it. This is going to give you an idea of how this instrument works and why I designed it. There's a few different styles of upright bass playing. In order to make this sound like the style of upright bass you would be playing, you need to know these things about the pickup system, how to adjust it, strings, etc. So this is what I'm going to show you. So the first thing we have here is the complete pickup system. And this is all made in-house here at Blaskol. I designed this to replicate the double bass, and this is how it works. The first element is the maple bridge, and this is actually an uncrowned bridge from a Gateway. This one you can see it's crowned and has already been shaped and adjusted to the right action for this bass, but this is what it starts as. And the idea behind it, here's a traditional double bass bridge. And this is the bridge I came up with for the Gateway. Our pickup and a lot of pickup systems for double bass are inserted in the wing here of the bridge and the leg and the wing. And this is where you get your, the pickup picks up the sound of the double bass. People don't understand, they think this is just a pretty, design that's in a bass bridge, but it actually is functional. If you can see your string, you have 4 strings. String number 1 would be right above this hole. String number 2 here, string number 3 here, string number 4 here. This actually makes these center strings ring out similar to the outside strings and cruise through the bridge feet and go into the body of the bridge. So the idea for the Gateway bridge was the same, where we have openings for all 4 strings. And the way this fits into the completed bridge here, you can see these 2 arms come out lower than these 3. These 3 are where the bridge actually pushes and mounts. These 2 are hanging and pick up the vibrations. This one of these 2 strings, this one, these 2 strings. So I'll show you how it works on the inside of this now. I've taken off the electronic part at the bottom of the bridge, and you can see also if you own one of these or if you're buying one of these, there's always a mark, and I put it on the center. It's an arrow, and the arrow points to the top of the neck. So the bridge will actually go down like this. That way you know, bass side from treble side. This is the base of the bridge, but just the top without the electronics, so you can see what happens here. So the bridge clicks through the mahogany piece, and the 2 wings that aren't the support for the bridge stick out through the bottom of the bridge proud. So you can see this maple is sticking out through the bottom of the bridge, and it doesn't touch anywhere in here, so it allows this to vibrate just like this would vibrate on a double bass. And that's where I'm picking up the sound from. So this goes into here. You can see how the strings are spaced, and it goes into the active electronic portion of the circuit. This is the bottom side of the bridge that's on the inside of the body. And you can see these 2 holes here. They correspond with these 2 holes. So you imagine you're like this. So inside here are set screws, and these in the UK and Europe adjust with a 2mm Allen wrench. Just goes into here and you find it. And what happens when you're adjusting these screws, they're pushing through these holes into the feet of the bridge here. And that's where you're gonna be able to get your output, tone, and the string level from side to side, because you don't want, obviously, you don't want your E string to overpower your G string. You want them to all be even. And also, while I have this upside down, this panel holds a 9-volt battery that runs the active tone circuit in this. So it turns on and off when you plug in. It's an automatic thing. So when you plug a guitar cable into here, it clicks the whole system on, and it runs from a 9-volt, and it doesn't pull much power at all. So you don't want to leave them plugged in overnight because you're just wasting the power. But these last hours and hours and hours. And this is the access panel to get to the 9-volt. I'm going to show you now how to adjust this when you have it set up through your amp so you don't damage the piezo crystals that are inside, and you can get a nice even sound and the tone and output that you want from the pickup system. To adjust the bass, this is the easiest way I can do it on this video, but it's probably a good way for you to do it on your bass at home as well. I have it on the stool. I can access this, each side of the pickup, and I can also play it. My amp's turned on. Right now I have this bass set up pretty nice. It's really even, but I'm going to show you how to set it. This thing has come set up from here or the US, and the way it should sound. It may change, it's wood, things move, things change. You may have a different taste. So this is how you do this. You always have to start by loosening your set screws back here. You never want to go in and just start cranking them down. You need to know where they are, and the range of the turn here is very small, and you want to, first off, you want to recognize where it starts to touch the bottom of the bridge, because you don't want to go past that much because you'll just smash your pickup. So what I do is I have this on the E and A side, the bass side, and I have the amp on. You can hear it as I loosen it. There it goes. It got quieter and then it got louder. So now I know I'm not putting any pressure on that pickup. So I'm gonna keep hitting the string, maybe even the A string, while I'm spinning the Allen key. Okay, there was a little click. That's when it started to touch. It went pop. Now I know I'm touching. I can go back again and do it again for you. That's the noise right there. That one. So now we know we're putting pressure on the piezo. That one. We're gonna loosen this one the same way, and I'll play the D string while I'm doing that. Okay, so it got really loud, quiet, and then loud again. So we just moved to the pop of it. So now these pickups are uneven, so we want to even them out. We know they're just, both of them are just barely touching the bottom of the bridge. These guys are pretty even right now, but I'm going to show you what happens when you tighten it down. And when I say tighten down, it's just like a fraction of a turn. You don't want to turn this too much because you're gonna crush the crystal. So as you tighten it, the volume goes down, the tone gets a little more focused. But you can hear now how loud this side of the bridge is compared to this. I've tightened this side. It's more focused. It's a nicer tone. This is pretty loud and wild and ready to take off. So I'm gonna try to match the two. So now I can hit the A string, the D string. So that sounds good. That sounds pretty even. we're even again. So that's done. You'll feel resistance all the time that you're spinning the screw in the pickup, because it's meant to stay where you put it. So there's resistance inside of the set screw so that it doesn't back away with vibration. The bass is going to be vibrating all the time. You don't want the screw to work its way out and keep changing tone the whole time you're playing. So you want it to stick where you set it. And that's the idea of the resistance. And that's why you need to loosen before you tighten, and make sure you're completely off of the pickup, and then you start to, you hear that little click when you touch the pickup, and then you work from there. And I'm talking like your adjustment on this is really small range. Let's see, we'll go on this one because you can really hear it on this side. So the adjustment is like that much. I mean, it's less than an eighth of a turn, you know, either way. And that's how you get your tone, output, and adjustment right for your gateway bass. Like I said before, we set these up to sound great before we send them out to you, but it is wood, things change, the climate might be different. It's all organic materials, it's gonna move over time and things like that. So that's what this video is for. It's not so you go back there and start cranking down on these screws. It's just to let you know this is a delicate pickup system, it's really sensitive, but the reason it works so well is because we can dial this in with pressure, which is actually what piezo means. That's the meaning of the word, is pressure. And pickups are sensitive to the pressure, and that's what this adjustment does. If you're wanting to play slap bass on this and have the gut set up, it's going to be a slightly different adjustment. We'll be doing that from the factory, but if you're doing the steel strings and want more of a jazz setup, it'll be this kind of a vibe. It's pretty simple, 2 screws, and you'll get the tone you want. You can find all of our contact details on our website, blastcult.co.uk or blastcult.com. And if you have any questions or need help setting your bass up, give us a call, email.